Tracy from Canterbury Farm. Today I'm going to tell you what's the deal with canned milk. So what is the deal with milk? During this whole COVID situation, there has been a run on any kind of milk you can think of. And I know because I've looked, because I want to see what is being ransacked basically. What are people turning to? What are people realizing they can use in lieu of fresh milk in case their store is out? I know all of our stores have a limit of 2 gallons of milk. We usually go through 1 to 2 gallons of milk a day. We have 6 people and cooking and everything. So turning to my emergency stock, we really haven't had many problems because we're going and getting the fresh milk when we can, but then when we can't, I use my other milk. What are the differences? So evaporated milk is the kind of milk you want to buy if you're looking to buy canned milk that you can use to drink and to cook with and to put in your cereal and your oatmeal and all of that. Now, does it taste as good as regular milk? No. Now, I don't like 1% and 2% and fat-free milk. I like whole milk. So to me, this really tastes different. But for some people, it might not have that different of a taste. If you ever lived anywhere where you get snowed in, you always have some cans of evaporated milk on your shelf because you never know when you're not going to get out of the house again. And you also have powdered milk, but we'll discuss that in a minute. So what is evaporated milk? Evaporated milk has 60% of the water taken out of it, and then it's heated to very high temperatures, and then it's put into cans. So can you use this like regular milk? Yes. You need to add equal parts of water to whatever your can is. So if you have a 5-ounce can of evaporated milk, you need to add 5 ounces of water. If you have whatever this is, or this is like 12 ounces, then I need to add 12 ounces. So the easiest way to do it is to have a container, and I keep this is my reconstituted evaporated milk container. Everyone that sees this, they know that that's what's in here. So if they are looking for regular milk, they probably don't want to come to this container. So the easiest way to do it is just to pour out your evaporated milk into whatever container you're mixing it in, and then just refill the can. That way you know you're going to get the same amount. So that leads us to what is sweetened condensed milk. This is just milk again, but what has happened is they've evaporated it, so you have basically what went on here, but then they add 2+ cups of sugar to this little can. So for 14 ounces of evaporated milk, they add 2+, usually it's like 2 3/4, but it's different depending on the brand name. Your cheaper condensed milk is probably going to have a little less sugar than your more expensive canned milk, Nestle and Carnation, those brands. So sweetened condensed milk is what you use in a lot of desserts. This gives your cookies or cakes a gooier, fluffier kind of sweet taste. So this is not what you want to pour directly into your oatmeal in the morning because it's going to give you a gooey kind of sugary, milky mess, and it's not going to give you milk like you're looking for. I do have some great recipes just using sweetened condensed milk for desserts, but that would be another video. So if you are stocking up on canned milk for emergencies, this sweet condensed milk is not what you want to buy. This is for baking. This is what you want to buy. You want evaporated milk. There's one other kind of milk alternative, and that is powdered milk or dehydrated milk. There's all kinds of different words. Milk powder, non-fat milk powder. You can get this in anywhere from, if you've watched my previous videos on dehydrated products, I love Hoosier Hill Farms. They have a little tiny thing of milk. It's just not economical to buy it in their little tiny thing unless you're putting it in an RV or something. You need it for that size container. These great big bags, what is this? This is, I think, just a no brand name. I don't think. It's just a brandless skim milk powder. So this is a great container just left unopened, but what I like to do is I have these big plastic containers, and I like to fill up my plastic containers, and on the back I've printed out the guide and taped it to every jar that I have and labeled it, and this is my emergency powdered milk. So how do you reconstitute powdered milk? Powdered milk is different brands will have a variation on the theme, but for the most part, this works for every brand of powdered milk. You want 1/3 cup milk powder to 1 cup water. Cold water works the best. It tastes the best after you can mix it up and put it in the refrigerator for a couple hours. This taste is, I don't want to say worse, because I don't want to make it sound like it's a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's just different. It's not going to taste like fresh milk out of the gallon jug. So for taste, you want to go with the fresh milk. Then you want to go with the canned milk. Then you want to go with the powdered milk. The powdered milk I often use for baking when I'm low on drinking milk, is what I call milk in the jug. Then I turn to my powdered milk. You can buy powdered milk that comes with a 25-year shelf life as long as you don't open it. I have cans of powdered eggs and powdered milk that are probably about 20 years old right now that I've never opened. They are my very last resort emergency product that I've never had to use, and God willing, I don't ever have to use, and I'll crack all that baby out like 5 years before I die or something, you know, when I'm like 95. But until then, I'm turning to my big jugs. And powdered milk, you can get different. This is more granulated. It's, the older it is, it'll be more yellow, so that white in there is fresher. I just mix them. I don't care. I mean, it doesn't matter. This is a very fine powder. Some of them will be coarser. Some of them will be very, almost like a face powder or italic, very, very fine. So you probably pay more the finer it is, because it's going to dissolve faster. The more granulated kind, like I just showed you in here, takes a little bit more whipping with a hand whip or a whisk to totally dissolve. If you get tired of mixing it, just put it in the refrigerator and let it sit, and then mix it again, and it usually works pretty good. So the older powdered milk is fine. It just takes longer to dissolve in the water. So if you're low on milk and you're looking to buy some backup milk that doesn't need refrigerated, you want to buy evaporated milk. That's the easiest. It's just equal parts water, equal parts milk. So I hope this has cleared up some of the confusion and also given you another alternative. There's one other alternative, and this is my emergency milk. There are toddler formulas. Kinder Milk, I think, is one. I can't remember my name. Nestle makes it. Carnation makes it. It's not exactly baby formula. It's more like powdered milk that's been enriched with calcium and iron and other minerals. I keep a great big can, it's about this big, up on my shelf, and that is for my absolute apocalypse has occurred milk. Not to drink by itself, but to add in with my other powdered milk to give iron and calcium and some extra minerals and things. Can you drink it by itself? Yes, but it would probably smell and taste more like a baby formula. It's not a baby formula. Let me reiterate that. It's not baby formula, but it is enriched milk product. It's not exactly dried milk. But I keep a can of that for emergency purposes, and it's good to mix in a complete poo hits the fan situation. You need something, you're going to need minerals and calcium, and you're not going to be getting everything that you need in your diet. And if you've run out of, I don't know, vitamin caplets or whatever you're going to be using, that's a good way to mix into food and whatever, just like you do powdered milk. So that would be my ultimate backup if you need that too. So I've been looking at Amazon, Target, Walmart, various other grocery stores, online, and pretty much everyone is wiped out of powdered milk and evaporated milk. But if you can get it in the store, buy it, because I'm going to say this has about a 5-year shelf life, if not more. I tend to keep my cans about 2 years after an expiration date, and I've never had any problems. So that's up to you, but I don't put a lot of stock in expiration dates, but that would be up to you, and most of those I think are sell-by guidelines for stores. So evaporated milk is what you want to look for if you're looking for a milk alternative that doesn't need refrigeration and your stores are constantly being depleted from milk. So I hope this has cleared up some confusion and or helped or just filled in some blanks of what the deal is with sweet condensed milk, how you use powdered milk. And I'll try to put a link to some chart or copy and paste a chart for reconstituting the powdered milk. Although it's easy to do 1/3 cup powder to 1 cup for a cup, it starts getting dicey when you're trying to just do, you know, I don't know, a 1/4 cup or something for a recipe. This has been Angie from Canterbury Trails Farm. Y'all stay safe. Bye.